Hello. Well, here we are, week 6, after our little impromptu session last week, which I really enjoyed being included here with my little girl. But hasn't it been strange? We're in lockdown again. So I went to Pets at Home today. Bloody hell, I took the last 2 bags of cat litter and they had no kitten food. You know, the pandemic is not affecting animals. People don't have to stock up. They could just let everybody else have it. But on a lighter note, had my hair done. And my lovely, lovely hairdresser, bless her, because they have to shut on Thursday, she's open until 10 o'clock tonight just to make sure that everybody's having their hair done that wants it done. But from having my hair done and a lovely day, here's to a lovely evening for everybody with the person who makes it so lovely and funny. It's our very own Lucy.
I wasn't quite sure how long that introduction was going to take then. As per recommendation, I have moved my studio again because apparently this is the best spot for my internet. I live in a very old house and all the windows have got metal frames and it's like living in a Faraday cage, which is why sometimes my audio and my face doesn't necessarily match up. But boys and girls, you know what time it is. It is time to share the video, please. So I'll get ready. I'll give you a minute. I don't mind. Everyone get on the chat as well. Tell me where you are, what you're doing. You know, I like to hear from everybody. Should have a few friends watching as well tonight. So please get involved on the chat. You know, I like to hear. Oh, got a mess on my face. But yes, I've had a hell of a week since I last saw you. And I've got lots to tell you as well. So I hope you're all sharing the video as we speak. It's very simple. There's a little share button in the corner. Mum hasn't noticed I nicked this lipstick out of the drawer the other day. Right, on with the show. You've all had time to share. So, let's have a look. My brother's already gotten on the chat. I'll explain more about that. Oh, it is really dark, this lipstick. Yes, so we start off with, it used to be Joe Wicks update, but, well, we don't know. Now lockdown's coming back. Does that mean old Wicksy's got to put his trainers back on?
I don't know. I think he's done enough that he's got his little gong and that he's achieved it all.
He's got his honours off the Queen. He's like, fuck the kids.
Yeah.
So where are my show notes? Orange pieces of paper, Mum. Can you see them anywhere?
Sorry, what am I looking for?
The orange printouts.
Orange
Printouts. Are they on the table?
Do the cats have them?
Did I take them into the kitchen? I really need. I've lost my show notes. I spent days making them. Anyway, right. So, and hello. Hello to Erin, my favourite little bugger, living in Virginia, Fairfax. Correct me if I'm wrong. Good luck. That's all I can say for you, darling. We're trying to try and keep tonight as COVID-free and as political-free. But I am praying, hoping. Even the cats have got their toes crossed.
Did you take them upstairs?
I really hope I haven't, but I might have.
Oh,
They could be on my bed. So hello, Lucy and Lucy's mum from the DC area, taking a break from the news. Yes, you'll find out what happens. You need to know minute by minute. It's a bit like Game of Thrones. Just watch for the box set at the end. So first update on me is I'm well established in my job now. I'm getting the hang of it all. For them of you know that I'm not just a comedian, an entertainer. I'm a truck driver, and because of the pandemic, my job disappeared in the events industry, driving trucks for music tours. So I've gone back on the local tippers, and I bloody love tipper driving. I like big trucks, and I cannot lie. I am fascinated by where I have put my show notes.
right.
They're not here. Okay, right.
Did you put them in the thing?
Are they? No, are they underneath the thing?
Well, no, it's here.
Underneath the folder.
No.
Okay, right. Okay, we're gonna have to go off Word document. That's fine. So loving my first.
Oh, here they are. Bloody idiot.
Please stay with me, viewers.
Trying to give your mother a heart attack.
Hello, got the show notes. Right. Okay. So I've taken taken well to it, and I have to say, last week was a bit because I made a new friend in work, and then he had a week off for half term. And one of my go-to guys, James, hopefully you're watching, but I had a hell of a day today, and he made it a lot better for me. So yes, trucks can be quite difficult. When they work, they're brilliant, and when they play up, they're little shits. Yes, being a tipper driver. So I had an issue today where my truck, the one I was driving today was an automatic truck, so I couldn't change gear manually, and the automatic gear just stopped. So I said to Iri, because I don't touch the phone when I'm driving, but I can make my iPhone do what I want it to do. So I said, hey, Iri, ring James. So the phone answered, and I just unleashed, your bloody truck that I'm driving today won't do this, and it won't do that, it won't do the other. I rang my brother's mate, James. So James, if you're watching, hello, and thank you, because he was going, Lucy, I don't understand. I was like, wrong James, bye. Yes, unfortunately, when you use Siri to do your biddings, like for example, like just trying to ring mum, so I'll say ring mum ice, and it'll come up and it'll be like, oh, did you want to ring Robert Stanley? And it's like, how did you get that noise from what I just said? Surely there should be some cohesion between even the first letter of what I've just said. So then you start speaking like this to your phone. In fact, I used to say, when I ring my brother Noel, the phone will say, calling Noel. So now I say, ring Noel, and it rings somebody else as well. So yes, I've had a panicky day. He is laughing. Yes, I just unleashed. It won't get out of fifth gear, this fucking truck. Oh, and then the electric window broke, and I can't reverse a truck without my windows down, because I was trained you always drive, always reverse with your windows down, because not only can you see out the windows and see in the mirrors, if your windows are down and somebody shouts stop, you can hear them over the truck noise. So for the rest of the day, I couldn't reverse with my windows down, and it felt like I was wearing these really weird, like, muffled blinkers. It was horrible. But yes, that's enough tales of trucking for me. It was was that the first call or the second? He said, I may have rung James a couple of times today. I'm probably going to have to try and change the names on my phone contacts if this is going to happen a lot. The other thing was on Saturday, Donna Landy, another stand-up comedian from Devon, we started our first night of Tiverton Comedy Club, held in West Ex Sports and Social Club. It was all socially distant. So all the tables were spaced out beautifully. So first of all, we managed to get our picture in the Mid Devon Gazette. Ooh. Hello, Cosmopolitan World. So that's what I told you on the Unplanned show. And then this is what the room looked like. So we had all fairy lights on the stage, and all the tables were really spaced out. And Bridget and Les had helped us, and they put little tablecloths, and there's little gin bottles with sparkly lights. It just looked absolutely adorable. And I literally setting up the room, and it goes, "Ooh, they're going to do a news conference about another lockdown at 4. Okay, at 5. Okay, 6. You take the piss now, mate. Is tonight going ahead? Are they going to say, right, everyone, go home? But no, COVID doesn't arrive till Thursday, which is lucky because I've got another gig on Wednesday. And for those of you that were waiting to hear it, I sent a gift box of booze and little treats into the Chris Moyles show to try and get my show not shout out. If you're a fan of Chris Moyles, you'll know, don't ever say shout out. So I wanted to get a mention. So they read it out. They spent ages bigging up this little girl that's doing these bags for charity, which is amazing. And they managed to get her like 1,000 followers on one of her social media accounts. And then they went, oh, cheers, Lucy, at the Lucy Fool. And I got, guess how many? 1 new follower. Just 1. Hello, if you're watching. I really appreciate your support in these terrible, unprecedented times. So I'm going to try and reach out to you. If you are on Twitter, I am at the Lucy Fool. I'm not just Lucy. All my nicknames have always been Lucy Fool ever since university. And I signed up to Twitter when I was drunk. And forgot the password. So then when I went to sign in again, it wouldn't let me, because back in the late 90s, when you would log on to like emails and all that sort of stuff, it was always like, oh, don't give them your real age, and don't do this and don't do that. You know, if you tell them like your first pet, then someone's going to steal that and they're going to get credit accounts in your name. So I must have gone, oh yeah, my birthday's like 1st of April, 1874. You know, my first pet was called Bruno or something like that. So obviously when I went to sign back into this account, I didn't have a fucking clue what details I'd given it to go back in. So I had to call myself the Lucy Fool because I'd scuppered myself. I was hoisted by my own petard. If you don't know what that phrase is, look it up. I'm not dumbing down. You should raise your game. So yes, if you're on Twitter, please, it's at the Lucy Fool, all one word. And also, I've only got 76 subscribers on my YouTube channel because I don't really promote it. It's kind of where I sort of put all my videos and just sort of keep them for safekeeping. But if I get 100 followers or subscribers or whatever on YouTube, I can have youtube.com/Lucy Orchard. So if you are on YouTube, if you just type in Lucy Orchard, just there, I come up. I'm pretty. This face comes up. So yeah, that's that. But I was over the moon that Chris Moyles read my name out, and then thoroughly disappointed that they didn't read my letter properly. I sent 4 candles in because he keeps getting candles sent into him. I thought, well, I'm a comedian. The only candles I can send into anything would be 4 candles, you know, handles for forks. And unfortunately, they read that bit out, gave the candles to James, and then just moved on. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Some people are just so ungrateful.
I know. I'm going to have to send them a Christmas card and ask them to do it properly. So yes, that's the Lucy update. Now the bit you're all waiting for, nosy buggers, the village update. What's going on? So, curious tale of the Roman chicken. The chicken is still well and alive and roaming around the village. It is still seen in its usual haunts. The chicken is outside the pub and down the lane past the school.
Oh my God, outside the pub?
Outside the pub.
Obviously, a very thirsty.
And the pub just announced that they were opening 3 days a week.
Oh, what's the chicken going to do the other 4 days?
Well, how's it going to, what's it doing for his bag end supply? That chicken doesn't get its first bag end in the morning. Oh, it's terrible. So some of you may know I mentioned Dave the village cat as well. Lizzie, one of the amazing people that volunteered to bring food supplies for Dave, because, you know, it takes a village to raise a cat, bought him some lovely biscuits. So here's evidence of Dave the cat enjoying his biscuits. Hello. He is delightful. You walk out with food for him and he's like, eh. So, you know, grateful. He does sometimes try to swat you away, which is, you know, proverbially, you know, biting the hand that feeds it. He hasn't bitten us yet, but we're not going to stop feeding him. And he was outside literally 20 minutes ago for his evening meal. And we're hoping that he recognises that it's rainy and it's cold and can use the old chicken house to sleep in where it's safe and dry. Okay, so that's that bit. Look, I know you guys get bored when I talk about Pokemon, and I can see the viewing figures always scroll down, so I'll make it really quick. Come on, it's just a few moments. So first of all, I'm up to level 32. Hey! Which isn't bad. Come on. Now, some of the Pokemon that I have encountered, now I've talked about this one before. It looks like a floating sperm with a pair of bollocks. Now, you can get special ones. So what they've done is they've lubed the little bugger up. So look at this spermy little looby boy. Come on. That was a Friday job. Anyone got a new Pokemon? Yeah. This will do. Really, it's a floating sperm with a blob of lube on its head. And then I got a Halloween Pikachu. Look how cute his little face is. Have you just got the Spurby lube?
Mm. And it looks very much like the old gas advert.
Yes, with the flame, but more spermy looby. And then when you send gifts to each other, if you get a gift, it'll say where you were when you send it to people. And I love seeing where everyone goes. You can see, like, you know, for me it'd be, you know, the play park, etc., or the train station. But this one person lives next to this really lovely place. I mean, the house prices must be pounds. Woking Park Cricket Square, cricket pitch for local teams. Jesus, that's a sad fucking game of cricket. Nobody vets these pictures. So that's my Pokemon update. So thank you for staying with it. I knew I'd lose loads of bloody viewers over that one.
Oh my God. Is that water or concrete?
I think it's a mixture of both. It's sad, isn't it?
Well, it's a bit harsh. I thought they were supposed to play cricket on
grass.
but...
I have tried to learn the rules of cricket, and white noise really just, I don't...
I'm surprised you wasted any time.
You know, it's fascinating. I love the idea of the game where, you know, you can sort of sit there and you have a picnic and you have the pims. I love the idea of it. And the sound of a cricket ball being hit. Lovely. Really.
Leather upon willow.
Leather upon willow. Absolutely love it. But I may as well be watching a fucking game of Mahjong. Not a clue. Let's have a look. It was Apple Day. So what we have is we have a village apple press, because we live in a village that's lush. And once a year, everybody brings their windfall, all their apples, to the village press. We press the apples and we have a big day with it. And today, so what they had to do is they had to book slots so people weren't coming at the same time to be socially responsible. And it pissed down with rain. And to see them carrying on with the British spirit of, no, it's Apple Day and we're going to do it. And it just looked like the saddest event. But well done, everybody, for keeping going with it.
Excellent.
I love the fact Amanda's watching as well, because she'll know what I'm like. So I've been working in the village shop. I'm leaving to do more truck driving. But it seems to be, sorry, my throat's all dry.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
My producer's done bugger all. She found my show notes though.
Yes.
So what I've noticed is everyone comes in with a mask except for teenagers. And as I used to be a teacher, I have absolutely no qualms in telling them off. And I I sort of use it like an MC gig, dealing with hecklers. Oi, where's your mask? What's your shit excuse today? Oh, I forgot it. My mum's got it. Left it so and so. And I do. I absolutely. So I'm not. And I said to the one kid, I said, "You're not coming in without a mask again today," because they put their t-shirt over their nose, and it just looks like the crappiest raid. Like the Scarlet Pimpernel really went on hard times.
Thank you very much.
No worries, darling. There we are. Open my mum's posh tonic because I quote unquote drink the cheap shit. Yes. And I said to the one kid, "Where's your mask?" And he was like, "Oh, lost it." And then he went, "Don't worry, I haven't got it." And I was like, "Oh, brilliant! We don't need any testing centres. We can just send this kid in like a sniffer dog." He didn't like that. Cheers, darling.
Cheers. Chin chin.
Oh, cracking job there. Well done. It's as if you've made a gin before.
Once or twice.
Once or twice. Only on birthdays and Christmas. Loads of pumpkins out in the village. Absolutely adorable. So many pumpkin trails. The one village over, with the farm shop, they did an arranged pumpkin train. The school did it. Southwest Water donated treats for the treats and sweets for the kids. And they sort of staggered the marching around the village. And apparently some of the kids preferred it than trick-or-treating.
Oh.
Going around the houses and seeing. And some of them even did it. What they did is they put a letter in the window and you've got to get all the letters. And then you had to do the anagram.
Well, that's more British, isn't it? We don't want to be Yankee Doodles.
No offence, Erin. We do have American watchers.
I know, but they do everything differently.
Yes,
to us.
you do. You do go into Halloween a little bit more than us. We accept it happens and we'll focus on one day. But with America, it does seem to be almost a 2-month appeal. But what I will say is, if you have a pumpkin in your garden, could you do me a heapy big favour? Leave it out for the birds and the insect and the wildlife. Brilliant. But could you just lift it off the ground? Because hedgehogs can't digest pumpkins and it makes them poorly ill. So please, 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 if you've got a pumpkin in your garden, leave it out for everything, but just put it on some rocks or put it on a table. Just stop the hedgehogs from eating it because they love it, but they can't have it.
And there aren't that many Tiggy-Winkle.
No, we've got to do everything we can for the little Tiggy-Winkles. Already seeing on the local forums the appeals for the community kitchens and the soup kitchens for Christmas Day, which is really nice to see them all bringing up. And in Tiverton Library, they've already got the warm coat rack for people to go in and get warm coats.
Right.
So they started doing that as well. Well done, everybody. Bit of a sad thing to mention, but we lost John Sessions, the comedian, today. And this week we lost Bobby Ball. And Bobby Ball was part of a comedy duo, Cannon and Ball. And I listened to their song together a lot. Laugh me a laugh, sing me a song. It's one of those songs that just really, really, really uplifting. So if you can get a chance to have a look on YouTube and just type in Cannon and Ball together. And trust me, for 3 minutes, you will smile. But yes, we did lose some greats. I mean, in the last couple of months, we've lost Graham Garden, Bobby Ball and John Sessions. So, sorry, guys. Better get on YouTube and watch their comedy quickly. It has been bloody windy. Erin, I think we've got the arse end of your hurricane. So America had a hurricane. We've got the arse end of it. It means the internet is absolutely shocking. So this is local celebrity Mabel. The photo was taken by Sarah Basma. And this is to just to explain how windy it has been in my village. On the dogometer, very. I do that like that. Mabel's a lovely dog and Sarah is a lovely, lovely person. So there we go. Let me just change that to that. So don't forget, if you want to buy me a G&T, you can go to jokepit.com. You get the A to Z and you just put Lucy. I'm the only Lucy on there. And that'll take you there and you can donate to help my tech fees. These show notes don't lose themselves, you know. One person in the village as well has received a box for somebody. It's quite funny. So she put a post up on the Facebook for the village, and she said, "We've got a box in the name of Colin. Won't say this name. Is it you? Well, it's a box of beers. So about 30 of us all then went, I'm Colin." Not one Colin responded, but yes, if your name is Colin and you live in my village, your beers are at someone else's house.
At the moment.
At the moment.
Before long.
There was a box of 24. There was a box of 22. There was a box of 20. There was a box.
It's all at the recycling centre if you want to go and collect.
Exactly. The bottles are there, but the contents have gone. Bit of annoying. I'm not going. Right, so if someone's having a birthday party for their little one, they've asked somebody if they know any balloon makers or balloon things. Balloons are horrible. Balloons are really, really bad inventions if you have any like environmental awareness. And this is a little fact for you to know. There is only a finite amount of helium in the world. We will run out. You can't grow it. You can't produce it. So every time you see someone walking along with a helium balloon, just think, oh, there's more gone.
Well, can't they do an arch with blow-up balloons?
Well, I mean, they do the arch would be blow-up balloons, but then you'd also have like little fancy ones, wouldn't you, at the side of the arch, standing on little weights and stuff. And it's just like, I remember I was driving my truck through Norway, and it was the most beautiful vista of fjords and mountains, and snow-capped, and it was along this lovely track road. And right in the middle of one of the trees was a foil helium dead balloon. Out of reach that nobody would be able to get it from where it was. And it's like, what used to be the idea of like, oh, a young kid holding a balloon is now, oh. But keeping it light. And please, I know I've said this before, but if you do get chance, artist work, because with lockdown happening, all of the next few weeks of gigs are over. So as I said, here you go. Here's a little instruction on the video. See, simple, seconds. I have to remind myself to promote myself more. I know I've got my own show, but I do need donations, and the minimum donation is £3, which I know is quite a lot. But you know, if you all did it once, say, I'd have £6. Yes, I mean, I'm hoping tomorrow's gig is still on, but I'll understand. I understand if they do cancel it, but COVID doesn't come back till Thursday, so.
So is it having a vacation at the moment?
Yes.
Is it having a little break?
It's gone on holiday with those other bastards that have gone on holiday and spread it around everywhere.
Yeah. So it's having a little rest before it comes out
to
again.
pick its speed back up. It's having a rest, having some me time. Oh, dearie me. Right. Tomorrow's chip papers. Now, tomorrow's chip papers. Ta-da! So I like to pick one news story from around the world. Now, this, I think, is absolutely fascinating. Booming shot. If you play the drinking game. So everybody, have a look at this. So art can save. Okay, so look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Ta-da. Right. So a metro train that overran the stop blocks at a station outside Rotterdam. Rotterdam? Hello from Rotterdam. Rotterdam or anywhere.
Cue for a song.
Oh, no music on Facebook. Outside Rotterdam has been left balancing 10 metres above the ground on the plastic tail of a whale sculpture. The metro driver freed himself from the train without injury after the incident shortly after midnight on Monday morning. Well, that'll fucking wake you up. So,
oh my God.
yeah, so have a look at this. I'll show you this little video.
Thank goodness the wife won't they come?
So the artwork, let's have a look. It's called Saved by the Whale's Tail, Tail. See what I did there? Has stood for 20 years and it's made out of plastic. It's not even metal.
Gosh, that's taking a terrific way.
Yeah. So, the Ackers station in Spinknisten. Sorry. I don't speak Rotterdamian. And
They probably can't say Tiverton.
I know.
Tiverton.
Tiverton. So in South Holland, it's made of reinforced polyester. Well,
Wow.
whatever the fucking's that's made out of. Let's get some flood barriers. Let's get some housing. The American hurricane season's coming up. Everyone living a whale's tail. It was the Martin Stokes, who made the sculpture of two tails emerging from the water beneath the elevated metro line, said he was surprised the sculpture held together. He said, I could never have imagined it that way, but it saved the operator's life. The damage is an afterthought. Like, who cares what's happened to the sculpture? I mean, the sculpture should be redone just in case somebody else does it again. But bloody hell, I mean, that happened yesterday. I think that's...
Well, obviously, the sculpture was made far, far stronger than the Stokes.
But I find whales' tails aren't constructed to the same strength anymore. They made them weaker. It's very much like hunters' wellies. So stuff from my room section has now turned into the cat update.
Oh.
Right, Mum is not talking to Kitty, the kitten, because let's just say we've had a few accidents, even though the toilet training was going really well, but she's decided to take a turn for the worse by her own volition. I don't understand why she suddenly decided to go rogue, but Mum's not overly happy, and to come in and watch a kitten. Sorry, Sarah Bridgman's just asked me to do something to an image. And she's just a text message just popped up my phone saying, unless you can live with a tiny one, you need to be more specific, sweetheart. And thanks for watching the show.
So sure to tell her what days you do it.
I know. If only I mentioned it to her.
Because it's every week.
I know. So Mum's been sulking at the kitten, so I came in and the kitten was just like, can I have some attention, please? No one's been talking to me. My mum just keeps walking past her going, bad girl. And the kitten obviously doesn't know why, because kittens have got the attention span of a 5-year-old, which is just like, squirrel. So when I was getting up the other morning, I managed to feed Kitty and Coco in the same vicinity of each other. And Kitty stayed on her own bowl because Kitty is obsessed with anyone else's food.
Yeah, but she's frightened of Coco.
But she's terrified of Coco because Coco's built like a fucking dog. So that's quite nice. And then I managed to get Coco to sit next to Willow, who is in fact her daughter. We've just adopted Coco, and she came from Willow came from her litter. And you'd think mother and daughter would like each other. Not so much. I mean, I understand it completely.
Oh.
And it was going really well until Coco sort of attacked her. And then today Coco has attacked Olivia.
3 times.
3 times. Just kept following around the house. Fuck, I don't know who the fuck you are. I mean, she's seen her around loads. They've sniffed each other a little bit, but Coco's just got the wind up her today.
Yeah.
So I've shut her in the room. Because if she did turn on any cats, and in fact us, she could take us. She's a Norwegian forest cat, and she's built like a brick shit house.
And until we get her manicure,
we need to get the cat needs a manicure because she's been in ever since we've had her. Her claws are like that, so it's sort of like she'll jump on my chest when I'm in bed, and I just lie there going, okay, anything you want. I mean, I'm late for work, but I think they'll understand. Can't drive a truck with one eye. Oh, right. Okay, my props. Okay, I love this bit. Du-du-du-du-du-du. Why is she putting on glasses? Because we know what it is. Do-do, 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 do-do. The Sleuthy Show. Right. The Sleuthy Show section's back. So I have been scouring the forums to find out. This is my Angela Lansbury-esque look. I can't get my hair out. Okay, so the Sleuthy Show. Right. What we have around in the villages, right? We don't have like takeaways and stuff like that come here. What we have is we have food vendors that come to the car parks around the villages. So on Tuesdays, we have the pizza van that comes around. They do the rounds. And then the pizza van was actually operating in one of the village car parks. And somebody nicked the generator. And in fact, let's have a look. So yeah, so they managed to get a picture of it. It's really, really grainy picture. It's not very good at all. But let's have a look. Let's see if we can bring it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So this is what they managed to get. So you can just see the circle of somebody walking off with the generator. I mean,
why have they got CCTV on the van?
No, well, somebody else would have CCTV, like the village hall or whatever, and they've given them the footage. This one's fascinating as well. It says there's a guy walking around knocking the doors, saying that he's just gotten out of prison.
Oh, yeah, you can answer the door
and he's selling things, and because they didn't want any money, he didn't have any services for him. He threatened to hurt them, which is always good. There's another woman that claims to be a NHS worker, and she just needs to use the loo quickly because she's on rounds. And a guy said no, and she got back in the car with about 3 or 4 men. So that one's going round as well. A woman near where I was driving today came home, and somebody had chopped the tree down in front of her garden. It didn't look like a massive tree. And it would have been done in daytime. So I don't know if anyone just walks around with a chainsaw wrapped under their... They
didn't get the address incorrect, did they?
When the woman's really upset.
Well, I would be too.
Sort of violation, isn't it? It's just your front garden. Now this one, I'm going to have to get online. So there's 130 Devon estates still waiting to be claimed. An estimated 1.2 billion is waiting to be claimed. You sitting on a gold mine. So I think this is one of those things where the estate gets left in a will and there's nobody there. Because do you remember there used to be programs like estate chasers and will hunters and stuff like that? Do you have to go to them and just go, my name is, here's my date of birth. Am I related to anyone dead? What can I have? How does it work? How does it work? The probate police. I'm fascinated by it. And then this one is a really sad story. So this lady was on Exmoor, and she'd left her Labrador in the car for about an hour. Oh. And the car was unlocked. Come back, and the dog was gone. And she's got 2 little white hairs on her back shoulder. She's completely black, apart from 2 little white hairs. And her name's Marge, and she is really, really placid. So it wouldn't have given a fight up. So if anyone approaches you to sell you a black lab, and you notice that there are 2 little white hairs on its shoulder, ring the bloody police. I wouldn't approach them because they're probably nasty bastards.
There's loads of dog kidnapping at the moment.
It's terrible. So that's the end of the Sleuthy Show. I do like that. Also, it's really warm with that cardigan on. I'm tempted to keep it on. Oh, right. So the next bit, the birthday. Oh, so that was the Sleuthy Show. So this is the birthday section. And I have to say, there were a lot of randy people. See, what are we? October, which is 10. So February. Oh, Valentine's Day. That's why there's so many people born around now. So the amazing Michaela Johnson, who I worked with on the festival scene, who is absolutely amazing, and she is Damon Albarn's biggest fan. It's her birthday this week. Happy birthday. Carl Jojo Morgan, who runs Beefy's Comedy Club in Cardiff. It's his birthday this week. My best friend from the village, Samantha Christian. Happy birthday, baby girl. I drove up to her house and left a bottle of wine outside her house and then left because I didn't want to break their bubble. So we did a cold drop with some wine, which has now been consumed. I've had an update on that one. Tony Stokes, my fellow truck driver. Right, Shirley? It's his birthday this week. One of my favourite, he does tell some tall tales. One of my favourite stories regarding Tony is the fact that he said he put his digicard in the ATM once, cleared all his infringements, and he got 10 quid. Also got stuck under a bridge once because the train went over. He does tell some tales, and people believe him. David Orchard. So last week, Mark Orchard. This week, David Orchard, who is a distant cousin, a relative of mine. Joe Mackenzie, the lovely, lovely Joe Mackenzie, who I also used to work with at festivals and lives in Exeter with her baby Marley and a partner. It's her birthday. Welsh comedian, Bev Simmons Owen. I know lockdown is shit and things aren't great, but keep smiling, darling, and keep being funny. John Goodfellow, who I know from the Exeter music scene. Happy birthday, you knobhead. And Jenny Yeoman, Sarah's daughter. The adorable little Jenny. It's her birthday as well. So happy birthday to all those people.
Oh, my cousin David's birthday.
Well, he's my cousin as well, isn't he, love?
And it's David Coley.
David Coley.
And it's on the same day as mine.
I didn't know it was the same day as yours.
Well, yes.
Well, then it can't be in this week's then.
Why?
Because these are the birthdays that happened. We do a week behind.
Oh, sorry. Well, David
If
Coley.
only she'd been watching the show. So we're moving on to TV and radio. And before Noel asks, I have Taskmaster to watch. I haven't watched it. I've seen the first episode and I've got to play catch up. So I know, what have I got? 2-3 episodes to watch. I do like it. It's a really great cast. But starting my job, I've been a little bit hectic. And also, so what we've done is, and I said we did this last week, we went onto Netflix. We noticed that Death in Paradise was on there. So we pressed play on season 1, episode 1. I don't know whether like those Men in Black things, you know, that thing where they zap your memory. Mum and I, we're on the one with Humphrey, the tall.
I think we're season 4.
Season 4, still can't remember any of them, which means that there's tens of hours of data from our brain that's been taken. I started watching White Collar again. Very, very few memories of it. I know that we got disinterested by season 6. So I'm going to give it a good go because, I mean, he is such a handsome man. He's
almost like a younger brother of David Gandy.
Oh, I was past a truck this other day because there's a truck that goes up and down the M5 and it's got all these spray painted beautiful bodies of women along the side. And I started thinking, would David Gandy let me paint his face on my truck?
Too much right.
I think that'd be all right. Because if you can have sexy ladies in bikinis.
Oh, you should have a picture of him in that boat with the shorts.
I started thinking about that. The Dolce and
side
Gabbana,
of
but they didn't have to pay
it.
rights to Dolce and Gabbana. Right.
I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
No. Let's have a look. So Strictly, we've still got Strictly to watch as well.
Oh
We're a week
my
behind
God.
on that. I am absolutely adoring. What's the boxer called?
Nicola Adams.
Nicola Adams. Love Nicola Adams because I like she's quite shy. She's light on her feet, but she's really shy, isn't she? Bill Bailey. I knew he'd take it seriously. I'm really loving Bill Bailey on it. So White Collar, Death in Paradise. We did all of the Hallmark signature murder mysteries. There are no Hallmark murders
there
left.
should be one because they kept saying that the Aurora Teagarden
meant to have one coming out soon.
in October.
In October.
And now we're November.
Oh, we're in yeah, there we go. So, fans of Aurora Tea Garden, I'll get a trailer and I'll stick it on next week. We'll see if we can review it.
No music.
No music. Still loving Ellis and John on radio on 5 Live. Chris Moyles, get the podcast or tune in by playing the global app, the radio app. And I'm still listening to the Poirot 3-act tragedy because I keep falling asleep to it, which is the very reason I listen to them. So they're working. And of course, don't forget to download the Kitchen Sink podcast, available on all platforms, and the Weekly Bazaar from the USEC Podcast Network, because I think they're fabulous. I really, really enjoy the blonde comedian on there.
Who is she?
I don't know. So moving on to every girl's little dream, truck stop review. So with the truck stop review, I've gone for one that's quite local. It's just off the M4. It's on the A420, and it is Swindon Truck Stop. It's really cute. It's really small. It's not a big chain. It's not an extra remoto. Bijou. It's what we'd call a mom and pops. So there we go. That's what it looks like. It's really, really lovely. And there's 80 parking spaces, and you've got fuel, parking, truck wash. And because of obviously lockdown, all the truck stops, if they can, are still open. So I would advise you to ring ahead and ask what services they have. So, for example, you can still get food and drink from them, but they're going to have to give it to you through the kiosk window, which is fair enough. They're still providing all the services. And obviously all the facilities will still be there as well. And you always get free access to the shower. Some places will make you pay, but they believe in hygiene, and not all truck drivers do. So the best thing about Swindon is it is a free shower. Got it? I love how you guys, you always tune off during Pokemon, but you stay for the truck stop review. Those are my people. So yes, always get in touch, because I mean they really do need their business, because there are some trucks that aren't running, but all the general haulage guys are still running. So yeah, the trucks don't stop even through lockdown. And the one thing I like about Swindon is they actually had a European driver who was self-isolating there. And drivers were buying stuff and leaving them at the footwell, or passing them up through the window to him because he couldn't leave his truck. Well, you know, they were letting him use the facilities. They sort of had one marked off for him, but he was away from home, away from friends and family, self-isolating. And I think maybe he'd been in contact with somebody, so he was just waiting it out. But people were sort of ganging together and going, right, we've got a driver. Doesn't matter who he is, where he's from, or what he's driving. Let's get the boy some supplies. And I thought, oh.
But that, again,
that's how the road works. We are nice people, mostly.
Yes, but it's the British resolve.
Do you like cottage pie? Okay. It's got gravy. Oh, in fact, actually, when I was at Swindon Truck Stop, I met some really lovely guys, and I had a pie and mash meal, and the gravy was plentiful. What more of a review could you want from me? Right. Oh, Ask Lucy. Get involved in the chat if you have any questions for me. Obviously, I love to have a bit of interaction on there. Clyde, TikTok, mate. I've already got to Truck Stop review.
Has Ray been on?
Ray's not been on, and quite frankly, where's Hugh?
I know.
Hugh, are you? Obviously, he's going to be watching on catch up. Oh, he sometimes works really late though, doesn't he? Yeah. Or he's got really early morning stuff. So I shouldn't ever pick on Hugh. Ray, however.
And he does live in Durham, and aren't they on tier 3 or something?
Riddled they are, mate. They're riddled. The North are riddled and the Welsh are locked in. I've got a gig on Wednesday. Just saying. Okay, so for the Ask Lucy section, right, one of my questions has been, what takes up too much of your time? Honest answer, promoting my online shows.
I was going to say emptying cat litter trays.
Yeah, true. That is true.
With 4, it's constant.
Yes, it is a constant you hear the little pitter patter of tiny feet scratching into the wood chip, and you just think, oh, your turn.
It's always just as you're going out through the door.
It's when you're going out for the door, or you're going to just sit. Once you sit down, you've got the blanket over your legs, a fire's made, you've put a TV program on, and then you hear scratch, 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 scratch. Oh, okay, I'll do it. But doing the promo, I get quite stressed because obviously I've got to write the comedy and the entertainment shows and do all the planning, but then you've got to get it out, and it's not a natural thing to promote. So having to do the Insta and the Twitter and the Facebook and the joke pit events gets quite drowny, I think. And sometimes I do forget. And then I'm like, why is no one watching? Ah, yeah, I forgot to tell anyone it was on. So what's the best way to start the day? 2 cups of coffee in silence. Can't make it clearer. I want my Chris Miles playing. I want nobody to speak. I just want to smell fresh coffee. I think that's a nice thing for everybody to share. What's the best single day on the calendar? For me, Christmas Day. I think that's the most exciting day I have because my brother will be here, Mum's here, the TV's nice, the tree. I do like a Christmas tree, and I like twinkly lights. Very simple. I like sparkly, twinkly lights and cute little decorations. And we do have a fantastic tree, and we deck it really beautifully, and you just sort of stare at it. When I was on nights doing night trunking, I'd get in about 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, very, very tired, a little bit grumpy, and I put my tree up halfway through November. Now I know that's early, but the fact is, when you walk in and you're tired and you're covered in big high-vis jacket, and it's been raining, you've got chill in your bones, and you walk in, you flick the switch, and you've got twinkling fairy lights looking at you, and you're like, oh, it's not that bad. What are some things you've had to unlearn? Why am I so trucky? I suppose because I've just come out of a truck. I learned to drive a rear steer long semi-trailer before I learned how to do a regular triaxle. So I had to retrain how to drive a normal truck because I was so used to bigger trucks than Arctics. And it still to this day catches me out. I'll go to place myself in the middle, and I need to place myself. You've got to place yourself differently. So I wish I hadn't learned the big Arctics before I learned the regular Arctics, or the small ones as I call them. Had to unlearn. I'm trying to unlearn apologising. I think it's a very female trait to apologise a lot. You first thing out your mouth will always be, "Oh, sorry to ask. Sorry, I'm late. Sorry, can I just say this? Oh, sorry, do you mind if I promote myself?" Whereas some people don't have a problem with that. And you really, there's an amazing, if you do the art or learn to stop apologizing, if you search on YouTube for that, the TED talk on that is absolutely fucking brilliant. And it's only 17 minutes long. And I'm not sorry I've told you about that. Moving on to the plug section. What to look at this week. Right, so if you didn't see it this week, just before my show, every Tuesday, there is an amazing online comedy night held in Scotland. So it's Gig in Your House. And that's YER, yeah. So it's Gig in Your House. So it's YER HOOSE. So live stand-up and people from all around the world and Scotland. And everyone does a Zoom set, and it's really amazing. And it's 8 p.m. So you haven't got to be on Zoom because it's streamed through Facebook. So you can watch it that way. So please start watching the online comedy again if you're locked in. We are all creating content for you. If you are in Plymouth tomorrow night and it still goes ahead, please come and see me in the B-Bar. So it's barbicantheatre.co.uk. Starts at 7:30. Tickets are £12. Thursday, we have the kitchen sink. And this week we have the delicious, delectable, delightful Jenny B side, which is going to be on the 5th of November. And that happens to be a little girl's birthday that I know.
Who would that be?
That's you, my love. That's you. That is Baba's. It might even be that next week's birthday section is a dedication.
Oh.
Just the one person. Guy Fawkes. Little misdirect there. Let's have a look. So please, so watch the kitchen sink Thursdays at 7 p.m. We've got the weekly bazaar Sundays at 10 p.m. And weekly bazaar is Fridays 7:30. Got all confused then. So weekly bazaar, which is a satirical, funny story. No politics, no COVID, silly stories. For example, like the train. Exclusive. There's a company that's now selling face masks for cats. No. Just no. Just stop it. And also if you want to give it a listen to Vic Slayton, previous guest on the kitchen sink, her comedy arcade podcast is doing really well, and it's gotten to all the iTunes charts. So please give that a listen as well. So that is that. And if you are on Facebook, on Twitter, I am at the Lucy Fool. And if you are on YouTube, if you have a YouTube account, please subscribe to Lucy Orchard. And then if I get a couple more viewers, then subscriptions, then I get to change the URL for my own name. So we actually have a Show It All winner. Simon, I'm going to get the certificate to you. I've got your address. The ironic thing is I work in a post office on the weekends and I still haven't managed to fucking post it to you. Amanda, you're watching, please remind me. So have you been paying attention? All right, so last week's questions were, what relation is Mark Orchard? He was in the birthday section, and the answer was my cousin. Mr. Welshegg himself is my cousin. Question number 2. Where was Willow the week before last? And the answer was locked in the shed. Don't know by whom. That'll be another edition of the Lucy Show. All right. What skill did Sarah Bridgman teach me? It was makeup tutorial. I thought she was going to teach me how to do fancy flicky eyelash, eyeliner stuff. She actually was, she taught me how to look like a cat and ended up with whiskers and all over my face. And what show am I sending a gift box into? It was Chris Miles, and it wasn't worth it. So this week's questions are, number 1, what job have I started? What type of job have I started? I have mentioned it, if you were listening. Number 2, what is free when you stop at Swindon truck stop? They take it seriously. Not all truck drivers do. What song by Cannon and Ball should you listen to? And last but not least, what is my Twitter handle? Hey, see what I did there? So message the show in and get 3 or more questions right, and you can too will win a certificate that looks just like Simon's, and he will be sending me a picture of him holding this up. I don't know whether he has to leave it. I mean, I've touched it, so he should be able to. If he wears gloves, he can touch it. So all right, that kid told me I haven't got COVID, so I'm fucking sorted now.
Where did you lock Kitty this week?
I didn't lock Kitty.
You locked her in your bedroom with Coco. Because when I went to see if the notes were on the bed, Kitty was sitting there. Don't let her touch me.
Right, so Coco was chasing Olivia, so I shut her in my room, but I didn't realise the terrorist, the kitten, had gotten in quickly as well. So I just, it's like the Green Mile. I put Kitty in with Coco and put fucking Mentalist in with a thug. Yay! I mean, who's not going to trust me with their kids? Look how I am with my cats.
And you're a teacher.
Yeah, true. I haven't got to look after kids, so I've just got to teach them. That's how it works. Right, the next show will be the 10th of November. So please tell everyone, set your alarms, set your reminders. I am only 4 likes away on my Facebook page, Lucy Orchard Comedy, from being 500.
Really?
Yeah. Bit ooh. Bit ooh about it. But oh my God, it's 10 o'clock exactly. Fucking skills, mate. Skills did an hour show. Woo! Where are the notes? hugs now, baby. So please, see you all next week. So I know it's horrible. I know it's lockdown. I know everyone's really sad, but I will keep making my shows if you keep watching, because I love you all getting involved and messaging and saying hello. Big, big, big love and hugs to all my American viewers. Michael, hope you're safe. Luke, hope you're safe. Oh, well, he's Canadian. He doesn't give a shit about the election, does he? But yes, it is a dangerous place out there. I'm sure if the result isn't right tonight, there may be some riots. And they do have guns over there. But come on. Ooh. Right. Everybody take care of yourself. All right. I know lockdown is coming back, but it isn't going to be for long if we all do it properly and together.
Keep the mask over your nose. Not
here. Not here. Here, you knobbers. Yes. Love you very much, everybody.
Love everybody.
And I hope that I've distracted you a little bit.
Love you, Noel.
She loves you, Noel. Love you, bro.
Miss you.
Sorry, James.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and James, other James, if you're watching, hello. But yes, please, if you can, go on jokepit.com, find my name and donate. And it all goes towards my tech fees. And don't forget, I need a new speaker cable because the fucking kitten ate through my microphone cable. So the audio is a bit... But yes, love you all very much. See you all next Tuesday.
See you all next week.
I'll make her say it one day.
No,
I'll
you
pay her.
won't.
I'll pay it. She'll do it for the money.
£3 million.
Be rich for my blood. Can you lend me £3 million, man?
Well, I would if people would just keep sending in.
Yeah.
All we need is 1 million people to buy your coffee.
Yeah,
or
I've really got to do more
tea.
promotional stuff.
Yeah.
Share the video. Tell your friends
Please.
about it. The Lucy Show every week, Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Oh, thank you guys. I've had a really shit day and you've all cheered me up for tuning in. So see you all very, very soon. Do you know Noel doesn't message much when we first friends, does he?
No.
No.
Perhaps he's trying to behave.
Or you try to look really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, your sister's on fucking TV. What cool
I
is that?
know. And his mum.
I know. I bet he doesn't even realise he's been watching this on YouTube on his big TV. If you have this on you, I stream this on YouTube. You could be watching this on your big TV.
Yes, but he's normally watching football.